1 2 1 2 testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 testing. Yeah, all right. Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahabakar, Wadash. I want to say and give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect, Lord willing, we're some of those men and women that believe in fear in the name of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, patiently waiting for the day of our salvation. Hey, I'm my brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you in another quick lesson. Now, this lesson is entitled "Ninjas in Suits and Dresses." Now, this lesson was inspired by some information I had came across regarding so-called civil rights leaders, and one in particular, MLK, which I know a lot of brothers, you used to that kind of information coming out and being available, right? Because now we have the advent of the internet. So a lot of the things that we've been taught in history about these so-called leaders, right? And even when you go back into biblical or ancient times, because we're still living in biblical time, and you go back to ancient times, you find out that everybody wasn't right, right? And that's always been the case with our people, right? We've all been rebellious. We've all been rebellious. We've all come short of the glory of the Lord. But it's just some jakes that you just can't help these niggas, right? Right? I remember earlier this verse 11, and this year I did a lesson in regarding to Jesse Jackson, the sellout, right? Right. This one was called Another Sellout Gone, Jesse Jackson. And I thought I did like a part 2 to this video. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. I thought I did like 2 parts in regarding to Jesse Jackass, man, and just kind of like exposing these guys for the true pieces of crap that they were, man. And that's the same thing that's happening now with these so-called rulers that have been set up over us that just aren't right, right? And he always had that issue amongst our people, right? I'm just looking to see if I did another one called episode 2 of Sellouts for Trump, Cain/Esau, and our people, and that's what Jake do. That Jake will sell out, and they'll have you thinking that these people today are different than the people of yesterday are different than the people of today. And he's the same niggas. The only difference is, hold on, Slacky. The only difference is that these niggas wore dresses and suits back in the day, right? And I got that from Elder Yashawamba. He had said that on a street preacher one week. He said these niggas, the same niggas that's doing the wickedness today are the same niggas that yesterday. They just did it with suits and dresses on. They were just freaky with suits on, right? You had Jake that was into that, right? Right, the corruption of mankind. This is from Elder Itazawan. He had brought this out, so I'm gonna bring this on deck too, because our people have become corrupt, right? It didn't just happen. It's just that this generation, it's the last generation. So the worst of Jake is being put on the forefront for all to see, right? And before I bring these precepts out, let me go to this one right here. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter Jeremiah chapter 4. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse I thought it was 4. Just bear with me, brothers. This is Jeremiah 2 and 21. It says, "Yet I planted thee a noble vine, holy, yet I planted thee a noble vine, holy and right. Let me read that again. Yet I planted thee a noble vine, holy a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Let's read that in the NLT and the AMP. It says, but I was the one who planted you, choosing a vine of the purest stock. And that's what we were supposed to be, right? These laws, such as commandments, is wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. The Lord bestowed upon us as a nation, starting with the men, right? Right? To lead our nation as well as the world, right? Choosing a vine of the purest stock, the very best. And that's what we as a nation were supposed to be. And right now, we're the best of the worst, right? Because we've all sinned and come short of the glory, but the worst of our people is being exalted in this world, the very worst, right? But I was the one who planted you, choosing a vine of the purest stock, the very best. How did you grow into this corrupt wild vine? And our people grew into corrupt wild vines by dealing with these other nations, idolatry, following after their idols, following after their customs, abandoning our power and rebelling against our power, right? And that's what we were supposed to be. But now when you see Jake today, you look at Jake like, damn, these dudes are degenerate. And that'll have you thinking that the women are old, right? Let me see, let me give you a picture. Let me give you some illustration. Right, let me see the Howard University class pictures from the early days. I just put early days, right? Howard University pictures class in the early days, right? When you see pictures like this, like Jake look all dignified, niggas got the part in their head, they got the glasses on, right? They got the tuxedos on, the graduating class of Howard University School of Law, and they looked all dignified. Right? You see these guys right here, but these are all niggas, right? These are so-called the best of the noble class of the Negroes back then, because Howard University is like a Ivy League for Negroes in America, right? Which is really a terrible HBCU. It's a terrible, terrible class. All these HBCUs are nothing more than holes for debt and idolatry and debauchery. You see pictures like this, the Negro woman learning how to sew. You go to college to learn how to sew and make dresses and fashion. But these are all they was getting down. These were whores. These are whores of their day, right? But they got a guise of civility to them, right? You see Jake, everybody had dresses on, right? Look, the women crossing their legs, and they had some form of outside dignity, but in reality, they was getting it in, right? They was getting trains ran on them. They was banging everybody, abortions. They was freaking off, right? All of that shit, homosexuality, lesbianism was rampant in these places, man. But when you see these pictures, you be like, oh, man, these are dignified people, because this is your great-granny, your great-grandpappy, but your great-granny was a freak jump, right? She joined the Ivy League club. She was an AKA, but she was a freak. She was getting it in. Your uncle, he might have went to class with the suit on, but he was doing all kinds of wickedness, man. Committing adultery, right? Extorting one another, right? Doing Jake dirty. But you see Jake in these pictures, and you just automatically assume that there was a time in America where Jake had more class. But the truth comes out, right? These niggas became a degenerate plant, because what they were doing on these campuses were emulating and imitating Salakia. Salakia, brothers. Hey, just bear with me, brothers. Just bear with me real quick. Just bear with me real quick. Salakia, brothers. Just bear with me. Hold on. I'm trying to find my place. Just bear with me, brothers. Yeah, I got it. All right. So Salakia about that, brothers. So when you see these pictures right here, when you see these things right here, you assume that these Jakes were, great people, man. Right? And in a way, they may have been better than them, but these people are no different than these people today.
Women. You guys are, let's talk about the new generation of women. You guys are disgusting. And that's for real. Now, I'm not talking about all women, okay? Let me say that. But a very big majority of you all are such low level, are such low class, classless, disgusting, embarrassing. You guys are disgusting. And then you get mad when people are not clapping for the ignorance. You guys are shameful. And because of your disgusting low-class behavior, Black women are at the bottom. People look at us as a science project. They don't understand us at all. The mindset, the way we carry ourselves, the things that we celebrate is so bad that men do not even want to commit to you guys. They don't want to be in a relationship with you. They just put you guys in situationships, pump you up with a baby, and there you go, another single mama. And then you guys want to celebrate that like that is something so big and something so, we're supposed to admire that. Let's talk about the new generation of
So when you look at the new generation, it's no different than the old generation. But the difference is they weren't telling you about this shit. You thought your granny and your grandpa was people of dignity and worthy of being dignified. But these niggas were just as bad back then as they are today. It's just gotten a little worse in the sense that now this shit is public. It's being publicized. And these people, right, even these Negro women, they're a minority amongst the so-called group of so-called Black people. The wicked, the evil of our people, these niggas are just the minority, right? But they get the most exposure. So then what happens is all of us get painted with this broad paintbrush of uncouth, unkept, violent, hypersexual, uncontrollable we don't have no self-control, no dignity, right? So this is what our enemies do. And our enemies use this to laugh at us, right? But the truth is, Jake ain't been shit, right? Don't just look at this generation and think that, well, it's a reason what happened too, because Esau, he played a big role in all of this shit. The eventual, what do they call it? The gradualization of the degenerative gradualization happened to our people over time, right? You went from niggas with suits on, right, going to these colleges and universities and, you know, trying to look upstanding and trying to blend in with society, to eventually now you just got the straight thug, the Keishas, and the Pookies and the Ray Rays, right? You have that now. But the thing is that's been hitting is that these niggas was doing the same shit back then. That's what I'm trying to explain. You were just niggas with suits on, niggas with dresses on. That's all you were. And how do we know to prove that, right? There's another video that I got.
You want your home?
Yep, I bought the helicopter.
You want?
Let's talk about the
8 gospel legends you didn't know were lesbian, part 1. 8. Clara Ward, 1924-1973. Leader of the Ward Singers, she helped modernize gospel by blending it with jazz and blues. Though briefly married to a man, later biographies suggested private relationships with women that remained unspoken during her lifetime. 7. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, 1915-1973. The godmother of rock and roll, electrified gospel with her groundbreaking guitar style. While she never publicly addressed her sexuality, insiders acknowledged her same-sex relationships. 6. Josephine Howard. A key member of the Caravans, her personal life stayed private, though her daughter R&B singer Mickey Howard later hinted at her mother's same-sex relationships. 5. Mahalia Jackson, 1911-1972. The Queen of Gospel and civil rights advocate was married twice to men, yet rumors about her queer identity circulated quietly within the industry. 4. Inez Andrews, 1929-2012. A powerful soprano with the Caravans, her lifelong unmarried status and close female bonds fueled speculation in conservative gospel circles. 3. Shirley Caesar. The First Lady of Gospel, with over 11 Grammys, consistently avoided addressing rumors about same-sex relationships to preserve her standing as an ordained minister. 2. Cassietta George, 1925-1995. A Caravan standout, her unmarried life and deep female friendships drew scrutiny in an industry centered on traditional family roles. 1. Albertina Walker, 1928-2010. Founder of the Caravans and mentor to many, her close relationships with women were quietly questioned during the 1950s and 1960s. 8 gospel legends you didn't know were lesbian.
Do you know what a Boston marriage is? The term Boston marriage refers to long-term committed partnerships between women, often financially independent, aka not being funded by a man, and cohabitating. So while the phrase historically is associated with white women in the 19th and earlier 20th centuries, Black women also form deep, lifelong relationships that fit this framework. I have several examples of notable Black women that maintain Boston marriages in their lifetime. Ruby Dandridge and Geneva Williams, the mother and caregiver of actress Dorothy Dandridge, fit this model. While never publicly labeled as romantic partners, the two women cohabitated and raised Dorothy and her sister Vivian together. Lucy Diggs Slowe and Mary P. Beru lived together right outside of Howard University's campus, which caused contention among the administration when Lucy was the dean of women. Also, author Dorothy West and girlfriend Marian Minus lived together for about a decade as well. Lastly, dancer and activist Mabel Hampton and Lillian Foster represent one of the longest standing Black same-sex partnerships of the 20th century. Together for 46 years and lived together for 35, they embody the essence of a Boston marriage.
Right. A Boston marriage. Right. Now, what is a Boston marriage? Let's look up the definition for a Boston marriage since she was talking about it. A Boston marriage, right? A Boston marriage was a term for a long-term cohabitation relationship between two independent unmarried women in New England from the 19th to the early 20th century. These often romantic or at times platonic partnerships were favored by educated women such as college professors or suffragettes, which those are women of the suffrage movement, who sought to live independently of men. And it was early feminism, right? You could thank the so-called white man for giving you that, right? Giving you that to destroy you, right? This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. And hopefully Eldai Tazawan from Wisconsin, he might pop in, man, right? But it says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken. Also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's what Esau did. He gave you these different philosophies. He introduced these different ways of
represent one of the finest, live together as the dean of women.
These so-called ways of life, right?
Live together.
He gave you these so-called ways of life, but it wasn't life. It was really death. See, back in the day, they were trying to hide it, right? But then now they don't hide it no more. It says the show of their continents, the show, they hide it not. They hide it not. Right? They hide it not. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 9. And actually, we're going to visit Isaiah 3 again. But it says, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So niggas, they took on Esau's philosophies and his ways of so-called life, which is really ways of destruction. He sets you up for the kill because he gets you doing wickedness, and then he goes back to the Lord and say, look at your people. Going back to Habakkuk 2 and 15. Look at your people. Look how they're lesbians, they're sodomites, they're prostitutes, they're whores, they're idolaters. They don't even believe in you. Look at your people. But it's Esau, you set this way of so-called life up for Jake. You make this thing right. This same shit was happening in Greece. The same shit was happening in Rome. The same shit was happening in Babylon, ancient Babylon, and it's happening today in modern day Babylon. Right? Your leaders, right? You look at the leader of the so-called what's this dude, Bayard Rustin, right? I did a lesson on him years ago. Bayard Rustin, right? He was the real true face of the civil rights movement. This guy right here. But the whole time he was a homosexual. He was outward and closeted homosexual. This is his husband right here. This guy right here. Right? He was the face of the civil rights movement. He was the man behind Martin Luther King. He groomed this guy. This dude, Martin Luther King, was freak nasty. Right? Your so-called leaders, again, niggas in suits. He's no different than this nigga. What's this nigga name? I can't even remember this nigga name. I don't know this nigga name. It's the nigga that dress up like a woman He Little Miami's friend. I don't know what his bitch name is. Some nigga, what's the name of the nigga? I don't know this nigga. I'm about to call a nigga Chauncey. Any nigga named Chauncey, you gotta watch out for. I don't know this nigga name, man. Black gay rapper. Right? This nigga right here. Lil Nas, Saucy Santana. He's no different than this nigga. This nigga right here. Bayard Rustin in the suit is no different than this nigga in women's clothing and makeup on. Nigga got a BBL. He got fucking women's fucking nails. He's a product of Bayard Rustin. This nigga right here. Oh, you know what was better? What's the nigga name? EJ Johnson. This nigga. Wicked ass nigga right here. This nigga right here. He loves to pollute straight men. So a man deal with this dude, you ain't straight, you're a homosexual. But this dude said he don't like straight up homosexual men. He likes straight men. He wants to corrupt other men. He's no different than Bayard Rustin. This nigga corrupted generations of people. And his real plot wasn't civil rights. He didn't give a damn about so-called black rights. He cared about gay rights, homosexual rights. And so did these niggas. These niggas right here. Look, this nigga Ralph Abernathy look like a nigga you can't trust. Right? This nigga right here, this is a nigga. This nigga right here, this nigga, and this nigga right here. All these niggas is wicked demons, man. These is nothing but niggas in suits, man. Looking like the Four Tops. These niggas right here. But you hold these people up and you say that, oh, these dudes are civilized. These niggas are sellouts, sodomites, demons. Right? That's what these people are. But they get credit as being somebody to look up to, a leader. Right? When in reality, these guys are destroyers of their own people. That's what they are. That's what they were. That's what they were. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah 3:2. Now I told you we're gonna go back to 3:2. Not 3:12. We won't go there, but there's another precept I had. Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that set up snares. They set up a trap. They catch men. Right, and then I looked it up right here. It says, for among my people are found wicked is a quote from Jeremiah 5:26, where the Most High describes how wicked individuals exist within his own community, lying in wait like fowlers, bird catchers, to trap, deceive, exploit others to get rich. Their houses are described as full of deceit, right? And when you look at these so-called leaders back in the day, and even today, these people right here were nothing but deceivers in suits, con men and con women, right? They had mentioned this chick right here, Dorothy Slow, this demon right here. She was a founding member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, right? So that's why these organizations are such proponents for homosexuality and lesbianism and transsexuality, right? But then they'll go to church and they'll be chanting down Jake. That's outwardly gay or whatever, or they found out they gay, right? These niggas are hypocrites because they were doing this shit in closed doors. She ain't like Rod. Why? Because they always had this lesbian demon on them. They always had this Boston marriage spirit on them.
They're Vivian together.
These niggas right here, these
romantic partners.
These niggas right here, they no different than these hoes right here. Just like we seen Bayard Rustin and EJ Johnson, studs, black female studs. They no different than these hoes right here, right? Dorothy Slow. A lot of these niggas today that are in this spirit right here. Let me see. Look, yeah, these niggas right here. Look at this shit. These niggas right here. Hold up. These niggas today are the same niggas from yesterday. These are women in men's clothing. They're unattractive. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants to lay down with them. So what they do, they go corrupt other women. SOD, whatever the hell that means. Right? Look at this. Look at this nigga. Can you imagine? Can you imagine coming home to a nigga that look like this? This supposed to be a woman. These are women. Right? These are women. Look at this nigga. The black ass lips, the dreads, corrupting people. And they probably already got children, but because of the failed relationships they had with men, they go with each other. They're no different than these people right here. These are the same niggas coming back in the reincarnation for judgment. The Lord ain't forget about you niggas. Right? So when you see these niggas today, they're a result of the niggas of yesterday. Right? That's all they are. This is the book. I had a precept that came to my head. Lord willing, it comes back. Oh yeah, Rome. The Wadi Yahweh Shai. Romans chapter 1. I'll go straight to the point. Verse 22. Professing themselves to be wise. I'll start at 21. Because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of an uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and to creeping things. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator. Right? And this is Jakes that did this. Before Esau got in the picture and these other nations got in the picture, Jake was doing this. Who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, the Most High gave them up to unclean. I'm excited. For this cause, the Most High gave them up to vile affections. But even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And all these Christians, they know this stuff. You saw the video of all those Baptist singers, Mahalia Jackson, all them women, the Clark sisters, all them people, Twinkie, all these people. They over there sweating, frothing at the mouth, singing loud, talking about they love the Lord, and loving the Lord is wrong. They didn't want to be right, but they were breaking every law that the Lord had. Right? The Lord gave them up to these vile affections because they abandoned the Most High. He abandoned them. And they still abandon even to this day. At least they repent. NLT says that is why the Most High abandoned them to their shameful desires. Even the women turned against the natural way to have sex instead indulging in sex with each other. But these be the same people that be in the church talking about we're all everybody's God's children. Everybody's here for a reason. Everybody is special. And that's not true. You niggas here for judgment. And you don't know it. Okay? You don't know it. You don't know why you're here. Right? Because you doing was against nature. This shit is against nature. This shit right here, I don't care how they try to make it and church it up. This shit is evil. This shit right here, this shit is evil. These people are crazy. These people are fucking nuts, man. Studs of distinction. SOD. Houston's first club for stud women. Right? Come on, bruh. Evil. But they're no different than these niggas back in the day. None of these niggas is right. None of them. Right? He has some precepts. Brother said, Khan, MLK also a closet Mo, but was put at the forefront as a leader for Jake. Exactly. And we're going to get into him too. Right? Feminism is the belief in the advocacy for full social, economic, and political equality of the sexes, which is not really true. It was really set up so that women can be above men. It says it is an organized movement aimed at defining, establishing, and defending equal rights, opportunities, and protections for women, challenging historical subordination. When in this society, both so-called Negro and Negro men and women are subordinate to the so-called white man, right? The brother also posted Isaiah 9:16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. You see, And that's when you look at these different Negro leaders from back in the day. Let me get rid of this one. All right, this nigga get rid of this one too. You look at these niggas, these are your old leadership. These niggas with the motorcycle mustache, right? The handlebar mustache. These were your leaders. And they caused you to err, right? And then they became worse. Over time, they just became worse. And the people that followed them, they became worse and worse and worse until what you have today. Remember, I said these niggas are nothing but niggas with suits on, right? These are thugs. You see the picture right here? Nigga got the hats on, they got the ties on, but these are thugs. These niggas are no different than these niggas. Chicago black gangs, right? Chicago black gangs. These niggas from back in the day are no different than these niggas today, right? The niggas with the suits on became niggas with leather fucking leather outfit and gold chains and jerry curls, right? And then they went to even worse, to baseball caps and gang signs, right? To these niggas. These niggas turned into these niggas. They're like gremlins, bro. You ever see Gremlins 1? Well, watch Gremlins 2. That was a science project showing you black people, you black dudes, you Negroes, man, and you Latinos. You went from wearing suits to do-rags, gang colors, and throwing up gang signs. This is what happened. It happened to the Northern Kingdom too. You went from being a zoot suit, remember the zoot suits? Latinos, and Slovakia, brothers. Hold on. Slovakia about that. But this is Latinos and zoot suits. Remember this shit? You had Jake. They went from being like this. These are gang members with big ass suits on. Thugs, murderers, rapists, robbers, extortioners, right? They went from this to the cholos. Same thing, bro. They just got progressively worse. No different. Ain't no different. These niggas went from that to this. To this shit right here. They took off the suits and ties and they put on the jerseys and the black gloves and the long ass socks. Still gang members. These niggas. And put tattoos on. They got progressively worse. No different. No different than these niggas. You understand? I'm trying to make a point. I try to make a point to get you to see that these niggas been niggas, bruh. Just niggas with suits and dresses. That's it. The same activities that you see going on today was the same activities going on yesterday. Right? And since we brought that up, let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 6. Right? The corruption of mankind. Right? Because it really was the corruption of the sons of power. Fuck mankind. It was about the sons of the power. They were corrupted by the nations in their day, just like the Israelites got corrupted by the nations in our day. Okay? Genesis 6:1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the power saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives, all of which they chose. And Yahweh said, Yahweh said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. All right, let me read this in the NLT and AMP. It says in the NLT, this verse 3 says, and then Yahweh said, my spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, right? Because you had Jake living to be 400, 500, 300 years old. Mind you, that's 300, 400 years of wicked, evil niggas are putting into the earth, right? For they are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespans will be no more than 120 years. And you see that. You see that. Jake barely lived to that, half of that, if that. Sometimes even way less, 18, 17 years old. But a nigga be like 24 years old or 28 years old, and for 20 years, the nigga was just evil, right? And the AMP says, then the Lord said, my spirit shall not strive and remain with man forever, because he is indeed flesh, sinful, corrupt, because that's what's in this flesh. Sons of men were going through the same thing. The Israelites were going through the same thing. Right? So mind you, the Lord had to put up with these niggas for 200 and 300 years, 100 years, 105 years, 150 years. And these niggas were still in their strength, but they were sinful, corrupt, given over to sensual appetites. Nevertheless, his days shall yet be 120 years. I like the NLT version. It says what? Their normal lifespan will be no more than 120 years because of all the wickedness and the corruption. You see? And the Most High saw that the wickedness of men, Salakia, verse 4, there were giants in the earth in those days. They were just notable men of renown, not fucking 20 feet tall men going into 6 foot women or 5 foot tall women. Nah, these are the Israelites. There were also giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the power came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became what? Mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil and continually. And it repented Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping thing, because of the idolatry and the wickedness. For it repented me that I had made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, right? The elect. Noah was the elect of his day. And Lord willing, we are the elect of our day. And we're calling out the evil. Same thing Noah was doing. Jake ain't just get corrupt. They've been corrupt. Evil. Evil, man. Let me see. Shalom and all the Akim and Aquathium that's on. Salak. Let me take this off right here. Jake been evil. They been getting down and dirty. Low down and dirty. Do you know what I'm about? The Pootie Tang movie. Salakia, brother. I'm just texting this, Jaquan. Right. So, yeah, the brother just popped in. Hey, my man. Like Tyler. Hey, Shalom, Jaquan. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash Brakatah.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Hey, yeah, we got the elder Itazawan here. Hey, go ahead and say, you want to go say something as we continue on? You got something to say, add, my brother?
Khan, I just want to go back to Genesis 6.
Khan. Let me get that real quick. Yep.
And if you can give Baruch 3 and 26.
Khan, give me a quick second. Let me pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, because,
I'm sorry, Baruch 3, you said?
Khan, Baruch 3 and 26. I think that's the one with the continuation of this story, as far as the sons of God.
Yeah, I got you. I got you right.
Wickedness.
Hold on, let
Can
me
you
put
see
them
me?
together. We can see you clear, Day. You clear, brother.
Okay.
You there. I'm just give me a quick second as I put this. Okay, so where do you want me to go to in Genesis 6, brother?
Did you finish it? I just logged
I didn't
in.
finish the whole chapter. I stopped at about Genesis. I stopped at verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh.
Oh, okay,
So
well, you already read it. Okay. Well, basically, I just wanted to make mention that those giants were basically famous wicked men that really passed on corruption, you know,
Yep.
just like now today. Okay. Just like now today, we've always had wicked leaders of our nation. In fact, in this era, they're known as the Black Boule. You had wicked Israelites, all right, being a part of Esau's wicked system. All right, yeah. If you could look up who was the Black Boule, all right, which was Israelites. All right, those are the ones that wanted basically a piece of the pie in this society. You know, so we've always had wicked men of our nation corrupting generations on in. You know,
This is
going to the gangs and stuff like that.
yep.
These are the same dudes who have some type of status, all right, and their philosophy is really just corruption.
Yep. This is Sigma Pi. I'll just give you some images.
Yeah, those Greek fraternities, man.
Right. These are the beginning of the Negro fraternities in America. Yep. The Prince Hall Masonries, but Sigma Pi Phi, this is the Delta Boule. These are all supposedly great men and leaders, but these guys were set up to do the bidding of Esau, right?
And it's idol worship. All they do is idol worship. When they become 33rd degree Masons and on up, it just goes back to idol worship. In fact, if you want to grab what is that? Isaiah the 3rd chapter. I don't know if you brought that out.
I got it on deck. I had it on deck.
Yep, that's it.
Which verse you want me to go to?
They declare their sin as Sodom.
Yep. I had read it earlier, but that's the spirit that came back out. Hold on.
It's 3 and 9.
Yep, right here. This is Isaiah 3 verse 9. Hey, before I go there, let me bring this verse out real quick.
Go ahead, you got it.
Because this is all good. It says this is well, actually, yeah, we'll start at 9 because the point's in 12. This Isaiah 3 and 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom.
Now, when you go into Salah, when you dealing with and they declare their sin as Sodom, now it's not talking about homosexuality. It's talking about idol worshiping. Now we use it for sodomy because that's exactly what Jake is involved in and into since the ancient world till now. They was into those wicked because the thing is the certain gods that they worship you have to do those particular acts as sodomy. Okay. Yeah. So with this whole the Greek fraternities and all those things, those are idol worships. And guess what? They have little deep secrets amongst their quote unquote brotherhood where they do homosexual acts. Yeah. You know, but go ahead.
I was going to say Alpha Kappa Alpha founders. I was going to say this. I remember when I was in college, me and my homeboy, my man Dave, we was at a Kappa party. It was at nighttime or whatever. We was at a so-called Kappa party, but it was at the Kappa house. So me and my man, we were cool with one of the Kappa dudes, and he invited us to the party. And we go up in the party and shit. It wasn't really a party. It didn't feel like one. Me and my man Dave was just sitting on the couch. So I happened to look to the left. It was a room in the back. I was like, what the fuck's going on back there? And one of the campus, the chapter president, nigga named Quincy, and another guy, he kept running out of the room in their underwear, chasing each other in their underwear, bro. We like, what the fuck is going on over here, bro? Yeah. And they were like playing grab ass. So I looked at my man Dave. I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. Yeah. So me and my nigga Dave, we got up and we started to leave. So we get outside and shit. These niggas followed us outside, and he told us not to tell anybody what we saw or what happened at the party. And we was like, man, we ain't gonna say nothing. But the niggas saw us the next day. They was looking at us all weird and shit. Yeah. But like, we got up out of there because you niggas is weird. Yep. You don't tell. See, you show niggas the jumping up and down, the colors and the canes and all this other weird shit. Yeah. Right. And the so-called brotherhood, but it really ain't no brotherhood. And you niggas is wicked. Mm-hmm. I mentioned this woman right here. Her name is Lucy Diggs Slow. Let me show you. She's one of the founders of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and she was in that video that I had showed earlier. She was a lesbian. She was this bitch was a dyke, bro. Yep. A tennis playing dyke at Howard University. She became a teacher. This is the bitch right here with her lover, right? Somebody granny. She's like somebody granny, but the whole time she was a dyke.
Those Eastern Stars too. You have Eastern Stars is another sect for the women.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, Prince Hall affiliate masonry is for the men,
Yep.
and the Eastern Star, the OES is for the women.
Yep.
And they do that shit there too.
Yep.
These women that you see right here on a campus of Howard College, Lucy Diggs Slow, the George Washington University Museum. So I guess I don't know which one of these is Lucy. I want to say this is her right here. She was a dyke. She was a lesbian.
Yep.
She didn't like men. And I see why a lot of these dykes be freaked out, ugly, masculine looking. Ain't no man want to roll up in her. But the point, even before that, she was a notable member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and I'm sure she's part of the Boule as well, right? Because Sigma Pi Phi has a female version of it, which usually they're wives or whatever, and they call the men are called archons, and the women are called acousis, right? And these people, and they push this spirit on everybody.
Yep.
Even if they try to hide it, it's known. It's a well-known secret. So it really ain't a secret. These niggas, right? Some of your greatest leaders in your neighborhoods and in your cities and in your towns, like this dude right here. His name was Eric. I forget this nigga name. Eric something. He was the attorney general during Obama era. I forget his name. Eric something. But this nigga high level nigga, and he's a Boule member.
Yep.
He's a Sigma Pi Phi. And you see the woman right there, she's an Akusa. She's a all black Boule tapped in high level niggas.
Yep.
I forget the nigga name, Eric something. Salakia, brothers.
Yep.
Somebody had come. You got it, brother.
Yeah, Con. You can go back to that Isaiah.
Isaiah 3 and Isaiah 3 and 5.
Yeah,
showing their countenance doth witness against them,
yep.
and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their souls, for they have awarded evil unto themselves.
That's it right there, man. So that, and look, it's a reason why the Lord is going to melt 2/3 of the nation of Israel, because they took a part of this wicked empire. In Genesis, it speaks about that they will be at the neck of their enemies. See, Jake wants to get at. Jake will never be at the head, so they basically eating the crumbs off the table, you know, being a part of this society. In fact, real quick, if you want to jump to Ezekiel, the 11th chapter.
New message. Hello,
Here, I'll grab it. Let me see if I
got
can.
it. I got it. Ezekiel what?
Ezekiel 11.
Ezekiel 11.
Yeah, we can start from verse 1.
Verse 1, Kwan. And the water for joining too, brother. Is Ezekiel 11 and 1. Evil rulers to be judged. That's what is they called?
The heading.
The heading.
Yep.
Moreover, the Spirit lifted me up and brought me unto the east gate of Yahweh's house, Yahweh Bashim house, which looketh eastward, and behold, at the door of the gate 25 men, among whom I saw Jaazaniah, the son of Azor, and Peletiah, the son of Benaniah, princes of the people.
Yeah, princes of the people. Look up what princes are. Basically, they were the rulers. They were the judges of the people.
And the interliner.
Yep.
The interliner. The word for princes. Princes of the people is Shar, because you know our name is Yasha Allah. So Shar.
Allah, yep.
Yeah. Shar is a ruler, leader, chieftain, official, captain, prince, leader, ruler,
men of status,
noble. Yep. Military,
commander,
general, captains.
25 wicked men. 25 wicked men with status, and this is the Babylonian Empire. Okay?
Well, you know too, it was known amongst our people that the people that first accepted Hellenism and evil amongst our people were always the aristocrats, the leaders of our people.
Yep.
And they're the ones that enticed the lessers of our people to follow Hellenism. Right.
Yep.
Real quick, what role did the Judean aristocracy aristocracy have or play in Hellenizing Jews? Right? Right? It says the Jordanian, not Jordanian, Judean. What role did the Judean Jew, I don't know how to spell Judean.
I think
Aristocracy. Right here, the Jude right here. It says Slovakia. Judean aristocracy played a pivotal, often leading role in the Hellenization of the Jewish society during the Second Temple, 332 to 63 BCE.
Which was Maccabees, the first chapter.
Yep. It says acting as the primary brokers between Greek rulers and the Jewish population. And that's what Sigma Pi Phi is, right? The nigga Eric, whatever his name was, he was one of them people, right? Let me see one of the bros posted there. I want to remember this nigga name so bad, but I can't remember. But these people are the brokers between Esau, the aristocracy of Esau, and the average Jakes. The same way that happened back then is happening now. It says, acting as the primary brokers between the Greek rulers and the Jewish population, powerful families patriarchally within the high priesthood and the Brosia Council of Elders embrace Greek culture, language, and political structure to maintain their local power, enhance their economic standing, and align themselves with the ruling Potomac and Seleucid empires.
That's it. Yep. Maccabees 1.
Yep.
And we can get that after this. But you can keep going on this one. So understand, this is 25 princes of the people. Okay, 25 rulers, governors, captains, leaders. Okay, you got it.
All right, get kind, brother. Verse 2. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city, which say, it is not near, let us build houses. This city is the cauldron, and we be the flesh.
And that's the same mindset and sentiment that we have today with our wicked leaders. You got Jesse Jackass, you got all of these different. Now you know who they making the leaders. They making the celebrities the leaders now. They're dictating what you should believe in and how you should think. You know, you got these hip hop niggas that don't know shit but gang banging and goddamn this weak ass culture created, which is hip hop. See, hip hop is a culture created by Esau. You see, and they make this hip hop shit a big thing that is so-called a part of our culture.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they created a subculture within the cultures.
Yep,
that destroy the greater culture.
Right.
They created these subcultures in religions and music and all of that. And it didn't just start now where celebrities have become your leaders. It's always been that way. This is Malcolm X speaking on a black leadership, black celebrities being puppets, right?
And he was a puppet, you know.
Yeah, he was a puppet.
That's what makes it crazy. That nigga was a puppet. He's in the I got the book Codex Magica. You know, he's up in there giving out the hand symbols. That's a hand symbol right there.
Yep. Yeah,
right on the chin. Those are Esau symbols, you know, to let you know who you are in league with. Yep. Okay. See, like the scriptures say in I believe it's in Corinthians, the 4th chapter, it says that the Lord set up the apostles last. So the real leaders is going to be the ones that's in the last days. Okay. Yep. See, the ones that came before us, those were all the wicked leaders that the Lord used to basically take away, you know, the 2/3, man.
That's right.
And he set up the real leaders, the real apostles, the bishops, the deacons, the teachers, all right, in the last days, man. That's and this is what we're witnessing and seeing right now through the Spirit.
That's right. This is Malcolm X, another puppet, speaking on other puppets.
Right, ain't that a big? We can't hear it.
So you can't hear it? Yeah, it's a lot. Let me sometimes the audio go out.
If
After
are you doing the tab, or are you doing the screen?
Oh, I'm doing the screen. It works as the screen. Hold on,
Okay.
let me stop sharing it. Let me reshare it, brother. Yeah, sometimes it'll go out if you had it up for a while.
Okay.
Hopefully, let me know if you can hear this. Brother, hold on.
Called leaders. This included Warren.
Yep.
I got another video too to show you how freaky MLK was back in the day, man. This nigga's nasty, bro.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they called leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader.
Right.
Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader.
Right.
These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities, and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Yeah, there it is, and that's what you're gonna get.
A trumpet player is a white.
When the MOT pushed
What
out,
the hell is Mayweather advocating for Israel for?
Yeah, what can he tell me about Israel that's gonna make me say, you know what, they're my friend too?
Yeah.
Like, no, absolutely not. He's there because he can influence the lessers of his people.
Mm-hmm.
The people that they know Yahweh Shema Shai not worry about, they can, and that the people that are easily put back to sleep,
manipulated
the waters upon manipulated, and that's why they had people like Lena Horne back in the day. What were they doing? They were pushing that civil rights shit. They were pushing that integration shit. Right? Integration took away your power, right? As a group, right? Niggas talk about group economics and all this stuff, group working and group thinking. Well, that was destroyed long before these celebrities got on the scene. But by the time they got on the scene, what were they pushing? That we shall overcome shit, the empty gestures, right? Because back then, during this time, Malcolm X was definitely tapped in just before he became a target in his own group, because he was a demigod set up. Because what was he pushing? He was pushing that Muslim shit, right? He was pushing that total complete separation. But Esau was getting done. He was doing away with total complete separation. Because as long as you inside of his system, he can really oppress you. Whereas when you were separate, you were doing your own thing, you were self-governing, he didn't like that.
Yep.
And you were doing better than him. And we were in slavery. We came out of chattel slavery, meaning we had nothing. We had absolutely nothing. But it was always people there to sell you out, to take you the wrong way and not the right way. And in the end, this dude Malcolm X wasn't a real leader of his people. He destroyed them. The brother Kahan posted the precept. We had brought this out earlier. We'll bring it out again. Isaiah 16. For the leaders of this people, cause them to err. They that lead, they that are led of them are destroyed. Everybody that went into Christianity got destroyed. Everybody that went to Islam got destroyed. Or some shooter the shit. You got
black
destroyed.
consciousness.
Yeah, black consciousness.
Pan-Africanism.
And now they're trying to do it with the truth.
Yep.
They're trying to muck up the truth, but see, the real leaders are still here. The ones that really have the integrity, the faith in Yahweh Shem Shai is the apostle with the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone have the true spirit of the Lord. But you do got these fake false leaders that are set up that get more publicity, that get more shine because they've sold out.
Yep. And
eventually they're gonna try to get them to use them to entice those that know that they're Israelites to take that shit.
Yeah, just like the black pastors. Now the black pastors, when you go into some research on them, they are known as FEMA agents. See, when society cracks down, they're going to use the church to get the congregations to move into the concentration camps, to basically do the will or submit or adhere to whatever the government is saying. That's that Romans the 13th chapter. So these agents of Satan's are going to get used very soon. All right, especially the black church.
Yeah.
All right. They're known as female agents.
Yeah.
Okay. They're gonna lead you right into the concentration camps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're gonna tell you that, hey, go. If you wanna get through this, God said, obey the authority. And they're gonna go to Romans chapter 3.
Yep.
But that's
13.
not what Slakia. What's that, brother?
Romans 13.
Yeah, Romans 13, Salakia. Romans 13. And they're gonna have you thinking that this dude is talking out the good book and telling you the truth, but he's not.
Mhm.
Right? This dude's setting you up for failure, leading you the wrong way, causing you to err. And these people don't care about the blood of their people because they're hirelings.
Yep.
Right? All they care about is their self. They're individualistic by nature.
Yep.
Right? And these people are grievous. Right? And then again, like I was telling somebody earlier, when you talk about these so-called leaders of our people, right? These leaders, there was a saying, there's a saying, you don't want to meet your heroes, right? Because when you meet, and that's why I love the apostles even more, because they don't exalt themselves in this thing, right? Our apostles and bishop elders, they exalt Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. They tell you that, hey, we're just men. We just working like you working, right? We, don't put us on a pedestal. Don't bow to us. I've seen men do it. Shit, I almost did it. Oh, like my man Cleo McDowell said, I didn't know whether to shake your hand or bow. I felt like breakdance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But they like, no, don't do that. Okay. But a nigga like Nate and Johanna, they love that. I would say they want you to think that they're the second coming.
Yeah.
And then when you meet these people, you find out who they truly are behind a cult of personality.
Cult of personality. Yep.
Then the realization is, hey, these people, they should never have been leaders. Real quick, before I go back to the precept, I'm gonna share this video right here. Show you this video right here. Right here. You can see this video right here. Yeah, you see that video.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh shit. I'm trying to pull up this precept before I forget it.
Khan, I'm just holding it up. I just you know what precept you want to get?
I'm trying to go over it, look over it real quick, but it's second Ezra 5.
Okay.
But, I just want to pull it up real quick.
All right, so I'm gonna play this video real quick.
Okay.
Give me a quick second.
Let me see.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Yeah.
Let me see second Ezra.
It's one of them pictures of one of these joints about this dude MLK, and this is why. See,
back then, Nazi boy.
Yeah, back then they didn't have the internet, and a lot of the information the FBI was pulling, they wasn't manufacturing this shit. It was real, videotapes and all, audio tape and all. So let me play this real quick.
King and his entourage were supposed to go to Ben Hooks' house for dinner. But instead, King accepted an invitation from a lady friend.
Went back to one woman's house, slept with her, left her house, went to the Rain Motel, saw A.D. King's car there. King said, A.D.'s here, let's see what he's doing. A.D. was in there with a white woman, and Georgia Powers, the first black state senator from the state of Kentucky. She was there. She and Dr. King slept together that night at the Rain Motel. So King had with two women that night. Dorothy Cotton, they said that she was King's second wife.
King had been having an affair with Dorothy since 1960, and her Atlanta apartment was described as King's hideout spot.
It was like he was hiding from everybody and everything. To me, these are manifestations of his being really tired too. But also, it was like a schoolboy giggling. He's giggling because Dorothy, they don't know where I am.
Dorothy was typically by King's side whenever he would travel, and she was in Memphis for this particular trip. Dorothy had been waiting up all night for King because she had been expecting him to come to her room after the mountaintop speech, but was unaware that he was downstairs in Georgia Powers' room. When she looked through his motel window room at around 7 a.m. and found that he was not in bed, she grew furious.
King went upstairs to his room, and she didn't appreciate King's philandering in her face. So she and King got into it, and Ralph Abernathy said that King beat her up at the Lorraine Motel. Dorothy Cotton gets mad and she leaves. And then, of
Yeah. So Martin Luther King, he was knocking bitches' head between a wash and dry. You know what I'm saying? He was popping hoes left and right. He had a high level sexual appetite.
And he wasn't wrong, but
It's
reports that he was passing out STDs and shit. So he was just a nasty, freaky nigga.
Well, he was fucking men too.
Yeah, yeah.
He was
his handler, as you could say, was Bill Rustin. Yeah. Bill Rustin, if you can look him up, he was the guy behind the scenes of the civil rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Barrett Rustin or something like
Barrett
that.
Rustin. Yeah,
and he was a known mo.
Yeah, I brought him up in the thing just a bit ago. I will go back to him in a second. Hold on, I'm trying to share the screen for you, brother. Yeah, this nigga Barrett Rustin was a known homosexual.
Yep.
He wasn't even.
He was his advisor.
He was advisor, right? Barrett Rustin. Thought I had him.
You kind of low, bro. It's like you kind of fading. Your sound is fading out.
Oh, okay. Salakia, bro. Give me a quick second. Hold on, my brother. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Oh, it's clear on my end right now. I'm listening to it on the phone.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, you know what? I think that's me.
All right, brother. Salakia.
Okay, Salakia. Yep, that's me.
Yeah. So Bayard Rustin again. Bayard. Right here.
Yeah, because you know the civil rights movement was basically a hiding for the LGBT. LGBT was a known thing back in the back at that time. Yeah. You know, it was under covers.
Yeah. And that was the next stage of the civil rights movement.
Yeah, black is the new gay. That's what they was pushing.
Yeah, black was the new gay, and then now gay was the new black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It says this. So this is Barrett Rustin right here. He was Martin Luther King's mentor. You see a picture right here with Martin Luther King and Barrett Rustin. He was the unsung hero of the civil rights movement.
Now, what the fuck is a Salakia? You know what the hell is a open mode doing with a so-called pastor, preacher?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, there's a group of them niggas right here.
Is corrupt, man.
I had pulled this image up earlier. I was like, this is Ralph Abernathy, the nigga right here with the mustache, Martin Luther King. I don't know this nigga, and Barrett Rustin right here.
Mm-hmm.
And Ralph Abernathy look a nigga you can't trust, man. He look like he full of shit, right? I did a video about the day Martin Luther King died. The nigga, what's his name? Jesse Jackass. He put his hands in Martin Luther King's blood and wiped it all over his shirt. And then he left the Lorraine Motel, flew back to Chicago, got on TV and talked about some of the blood that's on my shirt is from Martin Luther King because he was holding him. And he never even held Martin Luther King. And then he said that Martin Luther King, he leaned down and Martin Luther King told him, Jesse, I want you to take over the civil rights movement. And he didn't tell him none of that shit. And one of the other niggas that was on the balcony with him got in a fight with him with Jesse Jackson before he left. Was MLK on the balcony. MLK on the balcony. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this nigga right here, the nigga right here.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga right here in the end. This the guy that got in a fight with Jesse Jackass. This is the day that Martin Luther King got put to death. And they said the nigga they were collecting his blood in jars, basically trying to hold on to it.
Them dudes were warlocks.
Yeah, they're warlocks, bro. But what you want me to pull up now, Zaquan?
Damn, I forgot.
You had a script in the Apocrypha, I believe. You were looking at
we could go to Baruch. Well, actually, let's finish Ezekiel 11. We didn't finish that Ezekiel 11.
Back in Ezekiel 11, chapter 11, verse 3, which say, I'll start at verse 2 again. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what these leaders were doing. They were just like they did of old, they're doing it today.
Yep.
They're devising mischief and they're giving the wrong counsel.
Yep.
In the city. The city of Jerusalem is a people before it's a place.
Mm-hmm.
We say, is it not near? Let us build houses. This city is the cauldron and we are the flesh.
Yeah, so they want to be a part of this world. They want to be a part of this system. And you know those leaders are going to really get active when the Charagma comes out, when the Mark of the Beast comes out. Watch how many fucking people pop up and advocate for that chip, man. Just like they did with the C-hip. I mean, I'm not the C-hip, with the serpent's piss.
Yeah.
All right. Vax that ass up. This nigga came out of nowhere with that dumb ass shit.
And then the
nigga ain't had no hit since 1999. Nigga came up with some vax that ass up, man.
Vax that ass up. Talking about something. Yeah. Girl, you look good once you vax that ass up.
Come on, man. So be alert when the chip comes. All right, you're gonna have these leaders, you're gonna have these pastors, all right. You have vocab, you got all these goddamn Jakes advocating for that charagma, man.
LeBron James.
Yeah, watch what happens.
Yeah, all them niggas. And that's what they were really saving that for. They were saving them for the big one. They brought out the old niggas. They had Mariah Carey get a fake jab with an old ass syringe that don't even use no more. They had the nigga, he died shortly after, but the nigga
the baseball player.
No, not Hank Aaron, the other one that he played for the Boston Celtics. Forget this, he got like 11 rings, old ass nigga. I want to say Bill Walton. It ain't Bill Walton, it's whatever his name, I forget the nigga name. But he said that this is one shot I won't block. You know yeah, the nigga said they had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he came out and said it.
Yep.
This is one shot. Let me see if I can find a quote, but I'll keep reading in a second. Give me a quick second.
Yep,
this is one shot I won't.
Hey, and you know what? And not only the outside leaders, so to speak, we got the leaders of Israel, so-called leaders of Israel, who's going to be giving that wicked counsel as well, too. Because we know General Yohana, Captain Tazariak, Bishop Nathaniel, those demons, they advocated for the serpent's piss as well.
Yeah, it was a nigga, Bill Russell.
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell from the Sonics, from the Celtics. He said, "This is one shot I won't block."
Yeah,
is a punting slogan used by NBA legend Bill Russell in 2021 public service announcement encouraging the 19 Maxine, referencing his famous ability to block shots. But then a nigga dropped dead. When did Bill Russell die? He died in 2022, a year later, right? This nigga dropped dead at 88 years old, talking about this one shot I won't block. And they brought look at this nigga. The nigga always showing his 32s, man. That's a nigga. He was too happy to be Esau's tall nigga. Like, he was too happy to be this guy's, the winner for Esau. I'm just trying to find his death. His death. It says Russell died at Mercer Island, Washington home in 2022 at age 88. The news announced on Twitter his family, blah, 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 blah. He was the greatest champion in all team sports.
Did they say how he died?
No, they didn't tell you how he died. He probably died from the juice. You know what I'm saying?
He died from that juice. He was an old
dude. He old as shit. His body couldn't handle that shit. But he ain't block it, so then he got a hit. Yeah, the water behind Bill Russell. Back in Ezekiel 11, verse 4. Therefore prophesy against them. Prophesy, O son of man. And the spirit of the Lord fell upon me and said unto me, speak. Thus saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. Thus have ye said, O house of Israel, for I know the things that come into your mind, every one of them. Ye have multiplied your slain in this city.
Yeah, so the Lord knows all those that been sold out, man. The Lord knows what y'all have devised behind closed doors, man. You can't get away from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Nope.
Okay. That's a heavy statement, man. You gotta it said, for I know the things that come into your mind, every one of them. The Lord knows what you trying to do. You trying to build in Babylon. You niggas trying to build in America because of the goodies, the benefits you're receiving from this devil.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get on screen and you act as holier than thou, as they say, right? But behind closed doors, you worshiping Satan. All right, worshiping Esau. Yeah, getting those shekels behind closed doors, man.
Yeah, doing all manners of wickedness and evil, and then you coming out portraying something that you're not. So you're a hypocrite.
Yep. And the Lord hates hypocrites.
Yeah, the Lord hates hypocrites, man. And then you entice the people to follow you, right? And there's a video I had looked it up. I saw it yesterday. Let me see if I got it on my history, but I saw it yesterday, and the guy was basically saying he didn't care about what MLK had did. He said that the guy from Comedy Hype, he said I don't care what MLK did. He said because he liked the guy who was given to him, the picture of the guy that was given to him. I thought I had it on here, but I know the nigga said, yeah, J. Edgar Hoover was right. The MLK Project trailer, Slocky, yeah, right here. Why MLK cheated on his wife, but doesn't bother me.
And women are always attracted to a hero. The main infraction with various women, the Southern Christian leader, when King's associates do it with others, so people would say, oh, how horrible his personal life is. FBI surveillance that showed alleged evidence of extramarital affairs. His hope was to then pass it on to the press, and that the press would publish it, and it would really discredit Dr. King. And
right, and that's what Esau do. He sets you up to go off, and then he'll take what you've done, your sins, and he'll exploit them. Yep. He'll put them in the face of the world to see, or really, he'll show the Most High, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, look at what your people are doing, right? Hoping that it's going to destroy the image or your perception of this man.
Reputation as this upright Christian minister who was leading the civil rights movement. So people,
his hope was to then pass it on to the press, that the press would publish it, and it would really discredit Dr. King and his reputation as this upright Christian minister. And that's what all these guys are. T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Joe Osteen, all of these guys, you really think these dudes are upright Christian ministers.
But there's always some scandal behind closed doors that gets revealed.
Yep.
There's always scandals.
But like the people, they fall asleep quick so that it don't bother them. It just go over one ear. Some niggas still gonna believe in them. Like this chick, Dorothy Cotton, she's giving an interview about MLK and the civil rights movement, and you think that this chick was a righteous woman. The whole time she was a hoe, right? She was one of Martin Luther King's wives. You know what I'm saying? What's that, Zaquan?
No, you got it.
God, it says,
would say, oh, how horrible his personal life is. How can we follow this man? Now, what they didn't bank on was back in the 60s, the press did not take the bait. They did not reveal the personal lives of these public figures. They didn't do it with John F. Kennedy. They didn't do it with others, and they didn't do it with Dr. King. The FBI would do whatever they could in order to discredit King. These methods would include wiretapping his home and hotel rooms and paying informants to spy on him. According to the film MLK/FBI, they would go into these hotels before King and his associates got there, and they would be let in by the management to bug those rooms and to have the rooms next door, nearby, where they could listen in to what was going on when King and his associates took those rooms. And as Chuck Knox says, a former FBI agent, anytime King was going to a new city, FBI agents were on the move to get to those places, to start to monitor and wiretap and listen to everything what was happening within the confines of those rooms between King and his associates, members of the SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. The wiretap has revealed that King was having extramarital affairs. Some members of King's staff knew what was going on. Ralph David Abernathy, activist and friend of King, would also confirm that King had his share of women in his book, and the walls came tumbling down. According to Abernathy, King himself wasn't fazed by the possibility of this getting out either. Abernathy would even reveal that King had encounters with various women on the night before his April 4th, 1968 assassination.
Which we just brought out, we just showed you. And again, he wasn't going off if he was dealing with women that didn't have men.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, them women did have men. Right. And then, people understand this dude was a polarizing figure. So they would let his charisma overshadow his wickedness that he was into. And he ain't alone. His wife was nasty. She was out there like that. All these niggas was out there like that. Right? But they don't tell you that. They give you a sanitized version. But see, Yahweh Bashim Shai is not a respecter of person. He don't give a damn about the sanitized image you get of the people. Going back to Ezekiel chapter 11, it says, therefore prophesy against them. Prophesy, O son of man. And the spirit of the Lord fell upon me and said unto me, speak thus, Yahweh, thus have ye said, O house of Israel. Speak thus saith Yahweh, Bashim Shai, thus have ye said, O house of Israel, For I know the things that come into your mind, every one of them. Ye have multiplied your slain in the city. The slain is all the jakes that listen to you, right? Ye have filled the streets thereof with the slain, the dead bodies. Because what end up happening to them jakes, they don't get the reward you get. They just get judgment. Fucked up. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, your slain, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, your slain whom ye have laid in the midst of it, they are the flesh, and the sea is the cauldron. But I will bring you forth out of the midst of it.
That's right.
Ye have feared the sword, and I will bring the sword upon you, saith Yahweh Shema Shai. And you see, MLK got put to death. He got murdered. He didn't plan for that. He claimed he knew. I may not get there to the mountaintop, but I see you in the promised land.
Yeah, once his conscience cleared up.
Once your conscience got cleared up. And then you
It's
start
too late.
talking
You already then led the people to slaughter.
complete slaughter. Because civil rights destroyed Jake, especially Judah. After that,
Niggas still thinking this is okay to protest and march. They still doing that dumb shit.
and then what they show you that your leaders are sellouts. What happened to the BLM movement?
Right.
Them black dyke demon bitches, they got rich. Oh girl, how much is the how much
A couple of million they had got off that.
is the BLM leader worth? Right? Yeah, oh girl, right here. This demon right here. It says estimated Black Lives leader Patrice Cullor, which she was a lesbian, personal net worth ranges from 2 million, derived from book deals, art sales, and speaking engagements. However, she faced intense scrutiny over a real estate buying binge, purchasing 4 homes over $3 million. And her involvement with $6 million LA mansion bought by the foundation.
Loaded.
Yeah, that bitch got loaded. She got paid. This bitch, Patrice, this demon right here, this lesbian, this monster, this witch, right? She got rich. While you niggas that jumped into that movement, you got put to death.
Yep.
You were marching for people that should never been marched for. Floyd Mayweather, was it George Floyd? That nigga, that nigga was a crackhead, a demon, a porno man. Call that nigga the plumber. And you out here in the streets for this nigga. While this bitch, this demon.
Didn't he have a Greek fraternity tattoo on his chest?
I'm not sure. They say the nigga was a Boule member, but who knows?
Yeah. He had some type of,
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But the nigga, it doesn't matter that all them niggas was tapped in. And then what she pushed, LGBT, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. While she got rich, destroying her people. She's no different than Coretta Scott King and Martin Lucifer the King. She's a demon, a witch.
That
she was
black is the new gay shit that bitch pushed.
Yep.
Homosexuality behind closed doors. That's the civil rights shit. That's why all these other entities that have sprouted up have not been of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
None of them.
Okay.
Yep. And these people, they got blood on their hands. And it's gonna get cleaned with their own blood. It's gonna be shed. It says, I will bring you, Salakia. Ye have feared the sword. Was that Zaquan?
No, you got it. You in the right spot.
It says, ye have feared the sword, and I will bring a sword upon you, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And I will bring you out of the midst thereof and deliver you into the hands of strangers and will execute judgments among you.
Yep. It's going to be a besiege again. See, remember, these are the times where Jake was going into various captivities. And why were they going into various captivities? For their wickedness. All right. When the land was besieged, where Jake was at, they got took for captives or got put to the slaughter.
Yep.
You know, it was Jake getting taken down when the Medes and the Persians came to overthrow Babylon.
Yeah.
All right. Jake got fucked up too in that. And guess what? That's gonna happen again when they bring them troopers into America, because this place is finna go. All right. Jake gonna be the first one getting thrown head first into the concentration camps, man. Jacob's trouble, all the sellouts, all right, all the simple, the sheep that listen to the sellouts, all right. Judgment is going to be upon everybody, all right. We in those times, man. We are in times of judgment. You see, all these false prophets is sprouting up, all right. And here it is, beginning with our elders and apostles, elder apostles holding down, we've been staying to the course of prophesying. And look what's been going on, man. He that have an ear, let him hear. This ain't for everybody. All right. He that have an ear, let him hear, man.
That's right.
The prophet's been telling you from day fucking one, all right, on the things that's going to take place while we've been ignored, laughed at, mocked. All right. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. We're going to see if your leaders are real leaders, man. All right.
This is from Basic Wisdom 8:4-8. Shalom, brother. Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, the brother, elder just brought that out. You know, the elect gonna be delivered. That's the righteous, but the wicked, they're not gonna go unpunished. The wicked of our people, as well as Esau, Edom, and them other nations, they're not gonna go unpunished. Nothing's gonna save them. Right? That's judgment. That's righteous judgment. Right? You can join hand in hand, but it ain't gonna stop the judgment that's coming. Okay. Back in Ezekiel chapter 11, ye shall fall, verse 10, ye shall fall by the sword. I will judge you in the border of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Okay. You had something else, Zaquan?
Where did you end off?
I just ended off at verse 10. Ye shall fall by the sword, I will judge you in the border of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
And just read 11.
Verse 11. It says, the city shall not be your cauldron, neither shall ye be the flesh in the midst thereof, but I will judge you in the border of Israel.
Yeah, because whatever captivity that we are being put in, that place was not for it to it was not meant to be for our rest.
No.
You see, it says, neither shall ye be the flesh in the midst thereof. And this is what these wicked leaders are advocating for us to be the flesh in the midst. Go vote. All right. Picket fence, White House, you know, what they say, wife, college degree, kids, and a fucking a dog and a motherfucking picket fence, a white picket fence.
But that dream, that's the baby boomers' dream. That dream is over.
All this shit is over.
Yeah, college degrees mean nothing. You ain't getting no house because
Jake's still trying to get Jake still going into fucking college. Jake's still going into college.
Yeah.
Thinking something like you don't see what the fuck is going on in the world.
Well,
you got niggas still, especially the fucking black woman, still have that mentality to go to goddamn college and think they're finna get a career. It's 2026, man. This place is over with.
Well, that's the one. I came across a video last night. Old girl was talking about how, you know, she used to be a whore, and you know she thought she can get love by giving her body away, and then she had 3 kids by the time she was 26, and then she loving niggas in prison, and then the bitch went and got her associates, then she got a bachelor's degree, then she got a master's degree, and now life is so fulfilling for her, right? Because she still fell for that dream, but then she ain't telling you about the massive debt that she's in, right? She ain't telling you how she got to work all these jobs, and that having these college degrees don't mean shit. And now she all used up, don't no real man want her. Right? Don't nobody want to be a stepdaddy. Don't nobody want to be no step granddaddy. None of that. Not no real man. Right? And that's the woman's, her salvation is this world. Long as she can, you know, she have all these failed relationships, right? But then she'll find some simp. She get the college degree. She get all this college debt. She finds some nigga to pay it off for her, or she just struggle for the rest of her life with it. But to her, that's salvation. Because that she fell for the dream. She a homeowner, right? Paying all this shit and adjustable mortgage rates. You know what I'm saying? Rent going up, property tax going up. That's freedom for her. She's not looking for the spiritual aspect of real deliverance from this whole situation, because she fell for the dream that was set up by the people before her. You know, and it ain't no dream; it's a nightmare now. It says, "And ye shall know that I am Yahweh." Yabashim Yahweh Shai, for ye have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgments, but have done after the manners of the heathen that are round about you. And that's what Jake has done. All these niggas, it came from the niggas in the suits and the dresses. Now you got these niggas in the boots and jean shorts and basketball shorts and fucking what you call them shits, training. The woman, them dykes be wearing that shit. Sports bras, black and mild, but y'all the same niggas. Ain't nothing changed. And Yahweh Shema Shah is gonna get you, right? He got you then, he's gonna get you now. At least you repent. Because that's the only saving grace. If you repent and believe in Yahweh Shema Shah, as the scriptures say, well, when we got to be healed, you can repent and be healed. But if not, you're gonna be destroyed. You're gonna be destroyed, man. That's all I had in all of this, Zaquan.
Con. Well, yeah, that's good enough through the spirit.
That's a good place to close this out. When this has been I wouldn't remember this nigga name so bad. Eric Holder, the Wadi Yahweh Shah. Eric Holder, this nigga. These are all sellouts, man. Niggas in suits. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. These are nothing but niggas in suits, man.
Bald head, no beard.
Bald head, no beard. None of these niggas got a beard on their face.
None of them.
All of these niggas old as shit. You should have a beard on your face, bro.
Right.
But
full of gray.
Yep, full of gray, man. But these niggas, they put the razor to the head. They put the razor to the face, right? They join these secret organizations and they sell their people off to Esau, right? They sell them out. Look at these niggas. You look at these pictures. These niggas right here. These are Sigma Pi Phi members. First male adult fraternity started in 1904. Currently has thousands of members. Yep. They represent the most educated and wealthiest of blacks, right? These nothing are well-educated, wealthy niggas in suits. That's all these niggas are. Masonic. Demons, Masonic demons for Esau Edom, and they don't care about the people for real. I don't care how many foundation parties they have. They come down and they scoop you niggas up because it ain't always a famous nigga that's a part of this. Even though a lot of famous Negroes are, these are the average people in your communities, but they don't tell you that they are part of this secret organization that's set up to mislead and misguide their people.
Well, they set up programs from in high school. They set up certain programs. It's called some called Career Men. It's like a different types of programs where they pick the smart kids out of the bunch and pull them to the side and shit like that and have them experience the college. I went through that shit. I got pulled to the side and here you're gonna do this, you can do that, you go to college and all this other stupid shit where they have counselors and shit set up. And the Wadi Yahweh Shai, that same year, the year when I come into 17, 16. So I started that shit at 16, came into at 17, I denounced all that dumbass shit. I wasn't in no fraternity or nothing, but it was, these career dudes who want to pick out the smart ones and put you in these certain positions and shit like that. That's they get you. That's how they get the youth. That's how they get the young youth through the high school system, because you got to remember they have their agents and clerks and whatnot in every world. Okay? That pyramid, when you go up to different levels of it, you have them in school systems, you have them in the police force, all right? You have them in the doctors, in every world you can think of, you have some agents that's there. Okay.
Yep. And they got them right now, being evil spoken about them on the web, so they try to cleanse the web. And I was looking for this one video. The one guy said one of the Sigma Pi Phi members said a man is known by his friends. So they teach you how to pick your friends, right? They don't want you to hang around with thugs and wild niggas and shit. They want you to hang around the people that they choose. And these are the people that's gonna follow you through your this is right here.
Mentors, people that others.
Mentors, that's the name. So
mentor. Yeah, I was a mentee. Nigga got me. They had me up in there too. One of my mentor, he was a member of the Boule, but he said that it wasn't for them. He said, "Well, I wasn't for them." That's what he said, because he was a self-made doctor. Well, what self-made. He come from a line of successful doctors, and they have mentorship programs all throughout the country where they're sifting the next.
Next generation. The
next generation of Sigma Pi Phi members, man. And then when you get invited to the group, And then they tell you what's really going on.
Yep.
You gotta bend over and let them have their way with you, man, in more ways than one. So yeah, he's nothing but a nigga in the suit too. A nigga in a suit. A no good, trifling ass nigga.
With a phallic symbol on his neck.
With a dick on his neck.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga Martin Luther King, he was a member of Sigma Pi Phi at a young age. At a young age, his father was a member of Sigma Pi Phi at a young age, and that's how he got inducted. It was a family thing.
Yep. Right.
So these people, they set up to mislead and misguide and set out people to err. So I just wanted to bring this out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. I want to thank Yahweh Shem Shah for letting us Zaquan join in, and all of you other brothers that joined in with me on the comment board. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Shah. May the Lord continue to bless and guide you and keep you and give you a double portion of his spirit. Yahweh Shem Shah, Bashir Kagadash Brakathum. Double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Keep pushing, keep striving. We almost out of here. Hey,
Right.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hold on, Zaquan.